To be able to adopt meaningful human control as a useful requirement to achieve responsible AI, we must be able to verify it. Although various scientists and NATO have emphasized the importance for achieving the concept, so far, very few, or if any, concrete methods have been proposed that actually measure it. At TNO, we get to research this concept. With researching something, we mean diving into relevant literature, participating in the national and international debate on the topic with partners from universities, NATO, and the Dutch government, and developing scientific models. But what also is a great part about our job as scientists is that we get to think about how to measure such a concept. We started this process by designing a model in which meaningful human control can be measured. This model encompasses 3 categories of measurement. First, whether someone is under meaningful human control can be evaluated by the compliance to ethical guidelines. In life, we are exposed to such guidelines. Think of these as hypothetical rules we set for ourselves. It is what we use to distinguish right from wrong, also as something what can be deviated from in particular situations. To evaluate whether ethical guidelines are followed thoroughly, or as we call it, are acted on compliant, we can use an external authority. Basically, for the first way of measurement, someone else judges whether someone seemed in control over a system or task. Secondly, the human as task performer has an own internal ethical model, a so-called moral compass. Everyone comes with its own set of norms and values. What I value as right in a certain situation, you might disagree on. No such clear division of right and wrong is needed, if not impossible in many cases. What we can measure, however, is the compliance to your own ethical model. Through this, the second method was born and added to our work. The last category of measurement for meaningful human control is by taking the subjective experience control. For this, we developed a questionnaire that shed light on whether the human felt in control. So to test our model, we developed a scenery in which we believe the term is very relevant: medical triage. At the end of last year, we recruited over 20 participants for our meaningful human control experiment. In this experiment, we tested our developed model. The scenario involved a triage setting in a hospital. The conditions participants were exposed to were different types of collaboration between the human and artificial agents. In the first type, the AI gave the participant advice on what decision would probably be best. The human had full control over the decision-making process. The second type, both AI and human made decisions over the patients. In the last type, AI made all decisions under supervision of the human, but had no ability to overrule the system. The participant fulfilled the role as a doctor on duty and had to triage incoming patients. The scenario was simulated from the current COVID-19 crisis. To evoke meaningful human control, ethical dilemmas were purposely designed and subjected to participants. Such dilemmas were evoked by continuous pressure on the available resources. Only few IC beds and limited places on the ward were available. Because of this, participants occasionally had to choose between patients who to assign medical care to. We expected that meaningful human control occurs within certain requirements, such as having situational and AI awareness and sufficient time for decision-making. Results showed a trend in preferring the first collaboration type, in which the human had most control over the decision-making process. This could be explained by the fact that the participant had full awareness over the incoming patients. In other collaboration types, this was not the case. We saw that the more control the AI had over assigning patients, the least meaningful human control the participants felt. Future research could help us understand what happens to meaningful human control when factors such as time pressure and situational awareness are being increased. Another approach would be training the human in order for it to cooperate effectively with an artificial agent. So, what would be the ideal circumstances to experience meaningful human control? I hope you conclude the same as me after this presentation. Much exciting stuff to research. Thanks for listening to our story. Did you know that this video is part of a bigger presentation on the topic of meaningful human control? Are you interested in these videos of our colleagues or in other related work, such as use cases, scientific papers, software, questionnaires, or our model of measurement? Please don't hesitate to contact us.